Hello, children. Welcome to another week of quarantine algebra 2. This week we're going to look at solving rational equations. This will encompass and make you use all of the other topics that we've looked at: adding and subtracting, multiplying, dividing, finding the least common denominator. So you need to be a master of all of those skills in order to solve rational equations correctly. Here are the steps. You're going to want to factor all of the denominators. Now, denominators only. You do not need to factor the numerator. In fact, don't factor the numerator. Then write out the excluded values for the denominator. So there's really big rule in math in general where you cannot divide by the number 0. You divide by the number 0 and the world explodes, and we're already in quarantine, so don't make it worse, okay? You cannot divide by 0. So any number that would make the denominator of any fraction 0, you have to exclude that value as one of your answers. It just can't possibly be one of the answers. Next, you're going to multiply each expression by the least common denominator to eliminate all of the denominators. So you're going to have a bunch of fractions. We don't like fractions, so what we do is we eliminate the fractions, and if you multiply by the least common denominator, that is how you eliminate the denominators and turn it from a fraction to just a whole number. Then you'll go ahead and solve the equation. Now it could be linear or it could be a quadratic, but either way you solve the equation that you have after your denominators are canceled out, and then you just check to make sure that whatever answers you do get are not one of those excluded values from step number 2. So here is our first example. So I have 3 fractions. The first, 4 over x plus 3 plus 5 over 6 is equal to 23 over 18. So if you look at this, first step is factor all denominators. So I'm going to go here. X plus 3 is prime. So this is prime. 6 can be 2 times 3. 18 is 2 times 9, and 9 is 3 times 3. So there are all of the denominators factored. Then for my least common denominator, I know I need an x plus 3. I need one x plus 3 for sure. Then if I go over to this one, I need at least 1 2 and at least 1 3. So I know I need a 2 and a 3. And then right here, well, I have a 2 and a 3 already, but I need an extra 3. So I need another 3 right here. So my least common denominator is this. And you can leave it like this, or you can multiply it out and put 18 times x plus 3. It doesn't really matter. But now we're going to write the excluded values. So by excluded values, what number would make this denominator equal to 0? Well, the answer is excluded values. X could definitely not equal -3, because if I plugged in a -3 into here, well, that would be 4 divided by 0. And again, like I said, you are not allowed to divide by 0. It's illegal math, so we can't do that. So I know that X can't be the number -3. And if I got that as an answer, I would have to exclude that as one of my solutions. So x is not equal to -3. Now, in the next fraction, I don't have any x's. I have the number 6. 6 will never equal 0 because 6 will always be equal to 6. So this fraction will never equal 0. It will always be 5 over 6. This one right here, same thing. The denominator is 18. 18 is never going to equal 0 because 0 is the only thing that equals 0. So this fraction will also never be divided by 0. So the only excluded value I have is x is cannot be equal to -3. Now that we have our excluded values, now we're going to multiply each expression by the least common denominator and eliminate all of the denominators. So I'm going to rewrite it this time so that you see what I mean. I'm going to take 4 over x plus 3, and I'm going to multiply it by my least common denominator, which is 2 times 3 times 3 times x plus 3, plus the 5 over 2 times 3. I'll just leave it like that. I'm going to multiply that by the same thing. 2 times 3 times 3 times x plus 3. And then that's going to equal 23 over 2 times 3 times 3 times, again, the least common denominator is 2 times 3 times 3 times x plus 3. Okay, and what this does is, for my first fraction, if I multiply this times my least common denominator and then divided it by x plus 3, what would happen is the x plus 3 here and the x plus 3 here would cancel out. And we learned that when we were multiplying and dividing fractions, or rational expressions, sorry. And then all I'd have left, I wouldn't have the denominator anymore. I'd only have 4 times 2 times 3 times 3 left, which is 72. Plus here, now the 2 and times 3 in the denominator, both of these would be canceled out with the 2 and 3 in the numerator here. So this is going to be, so then we have 5 times, one more 3, so plus 15 times the x plus 3 as well, is equal to, here, the last fraction, 2, 3, and 3 will cancel out with this 2, 3, and 3, and then we have the 23 times the x plus 3. So now I don't have any more fractions. The first fraction turned into just 72, the second fraction turned into 15 times x plus 3, and the third fraction turned into 23 times x plus 3. If you still have fractions after you multiply by the least common denominator, then you didn't multiply by the least common denominator. So once you multiply by the LCD, you should not have any fractions left. Now it's simply just a matter of solving this for x. So distribute, combine like terms, do all that good stuff. I'm going to get rid of the parentheses by distributing this. I get 72 plus 15x plus 45 is equal to 23x plus 69. Then I would combine like terms here, subtract 15x, subtract 15x, subtract 69. So that would turn into 48 is equal to 8x divided by 8. So that x is equal to 6. Now, you're not done. After you solve, right, you're going to check to make sure that solution is not one of those excluded values that we wrote in the beginning. So right here, x is equal to 6. Just make sure that that is not one of the excluded values. My only excluded value is that x cannot equal -3. So as long as you did all your math correct, x is equal to 6. Okay? In your Google form, just write out 6, not x equals 6, just 6. Okay, second example here. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to factor the denominator. So x plus 5, that's prime. X squared plus 8x plus 15, that's not prime. Use your plus and minus table chart to factor that out if you need to, but that is x plus 5 times x plus 3, okay? And then the last fraction, x plus 3, that is prime. So my least common denominator, if you look at this, is obviously x plus 5 times x plus 3, okay? And my excluded values would then be, well, in the first fraction, x can definitely not be -5. It can't be that. The world would end. In my next fraction, x can't be -5, which I already have that written down, and x can't equal -3. So there's 2 excluded values in this one. And then the third fraction, x can't equal -3. So now I have 2 excluded values, -5 and -3. In the end, once I solve, I just have to make sure x doesn't equal either of those 2. So I'm going to multiply each of these fractions with the least common denominator. The only other difference with this is the subtraction sign. I'm going to go ahead and distribute it. So I'm going to turn this into a plus and distribute this to a negative, but I have to distribute this to a plus and this to a plus 2. I'm subtracting the entire fraction, not just the first term. So make sure you distribute to everything, the entire fraction. Now, if I multiply the first fraction by the LCD, the x plus 5 would go away, and I would have the 2x and the x plus 3 left. In the second fraction, both of these would cancel. I wouldn't have anything left except for whatever was already in the numerator, which is negative x squared plus x plus 10. Remember, I did change those signs because of that subtraction sign. And then in the third fraction, the x plus 3 would cancel out with that x plus 3, and you'd have 3 times x plus 5 left. Now, I didn't write it out all again this time because you get the idea. The denominators will cancel, and whatever the other terms are for the LCD is what you'd have left. So then right here, once you simplify this left side, you'll get x squared plus 7x plus 10 is equal to the right side would be 3x plus 15. Since this is a quadratic, you want to get everything over to one side so that you can solve by factoring. So x squared plus 4x minus 5 is equal to 0. This can be factored into x plus 5 times x minus 1. And we'd have two answers. X is equal to negative 5 and x is equal to 1. Now, make sure your excluded values aren't either of your answers, which in this case it is. X equals negative 5 cannot be a solution. It can't because it's one of my excluded values. So I only have one solution. X is equal to 1. Even though we did all our math correctly, x cannot equal negative 5. It would be the end of the world. So x is equal to 1 is the only answer. This one right here was an extraneous solution. Okay, last example here. Again, I have a subtraction sign, so I'm going to go ahead and factor the denominators. X plus 1 is prime, x minus 1 is prime, x squared minus 1 is x plus 1 times x minus 1, which means our LCD is just that, x plus 1, x minus 1. And my excluded values would then be x cannot equal negative 1 or positive 1. Can't be 1 or negative 1. If I multiply each fraction by the least common denominator, this x plus 1 would cancel here. You'd have just the 2 times x minus 1. Then I'd have minus 1 times x minus 1 would cancel here, and you'd have just the x plus 1. Both of these would cancel here, and it would just equal negative 2. So then right here, 2x minus 2 minus x minus 1 is equal to negative 2. Simplify all this, you get x minus 3 equals negative 2, and then x is equal to 1. Okay? 1 is one of the excluded values though, so x can't be 1, and that means that there was no solution. There's no number that would make this left side equal to the right side. The only number it could be was 1 when you solved it, but then 1 is one of the excluded values right there, so it would cause the denominator to be 0, which means you'd be dividing by 0, which is not legal math. It is illegal to do that, so there is no solution. Okay, that's it.